The F-71 Shadow Viper is a name that sparks curiosity, mystery, and excitement. While no official aircraft by this designation has ever been publicly confirmed, aviation enthusiasts and military technology followers often imagine it is the ultimate evolution of modern air combat. In a world where military aviation continues to push the limits of speed, stealth, artificial intelligence, and battlefield awareness, the concept of the F-71 Shadow Viper represents what many believe the future of aerial dominance could look like. Imagine an aircraft designed not only to outperform every fighter jet in existence but to redefine the very nature of warfare in the skies. As global powers invest billions of dollars into next-generation military programs, the race to develop advanced combat aircraft has entered a new era. Traditional dogfights are becoming less important as technology shifts toward long-range engagement, electronic warfare, autonomous systems, and near-invisible stealth capabilities. The Shadow Viper is often imagined as the perfect combination of all these technologies, creating a platform capable of operating in environments where older aircraft would struggle to survive. The design philosophy behind the F-71 Shadow Viper begins with stealth. Modern radar systems have become increasingly sophisticated, forcing aircraft designers to develop new ways to reduce detection. The Shadow Viper would feature an extremely sleek airframe with carefully engineered angles and surfaces that scatter radar waves away from enemy sensors. Every detail of its structure would be optimized to minimize its radar cross-section. Weapons would be carried internally to preserve stealth characteristics, while advanced radar-absorbing materials would further reduce its visibility. Unlike previous generations of fighters, the Shadow Viper would not rely solely on physical stealth. It would incorporate active electronic warfare systems capable of confusing enemy radar networks. Instead of simply hiding, the aircraft could manipulate enemy sensors, creating false targets, masking its location, or disrupting tracking systems altogether. This combination of passive and active stealth would make it one of the most difficult aircraft ever conceived to detect and engage. Speed would be another defining characteristic of the Shadow Viper. Many aviation experts believe future combat aircraft may incorporate technologies derived from hypersonic research programs. The F-71 could potentially reach speeds far beyond those achieved by today's frontline fighters. While most modern fighters operate around Mach 2, the Shadow Viper might be capable of sustained speeds exceeding Mach 4 or even Mach 5 under certain conditions. Such performance would dramatically reduce response times and allow rapid deployment across vast distances. Achieving these extraordinary speeds would require revolutionary propulsion systems. Traditional jet engines have limitations that become increasingly challenging at extreme velocities. Engineers envision advanced adaptive cycle engines capable of altering their operating characteristics during flight. These engines could optimize fuel efficiency during cruising while delivering tremendous thrust when maximum performance is required. Combined with advanced thermal management systems, such propulsion technology could make hypersonic operations practical for combat missions. One of the most transformative aspects of the Shadow Viper concept is artificial intelligence. Future battlefields will generate enormous amounts of information from satellites, drones, radar stations, and intelligence networks. Human pilots alone may struggle to process such vast quantities of data in real time. The Shadow Viper would therefore include an advanced AI system, functioning as a virtual co-pilot. This artificial intelligence would continuously analyze battlefield conditions, identify threats, prioritize targets, and suggest tactical options. Instead of overwhelming the pilot with raw information, the system would present clear recommendations, enabling faster and more informed decision-making. The pilot would remain in command, but the AI would dramatically enhance situational awareness and reaction speed. The cockpit itself would likely represent a major departure from traditional fighter aircraft. Large touchscreen interfaces, augmented reality displays, voice command systems, and helmet-mounted visualization technology would create a highly integrated operating environment. Pilots could receive real-time information projected directly onto their helmet visors, allowing them to maintain focus on the battle while accessing critical data. Beyond its own capabilities, the Shadow Viper would act as the centerpiece of a larger combat network. Future warfare increasingly emphasizes cooperation between manned and unmanned systems. The aircraft could control multiple autonomous drones operating alongside it during missions. These drones might perform reconnaissance, electronic warfare, decoy operations, or even offensive attacks. Imagine a formation consisting of one Shadow Viper accompanied by several AI-controlled drone wingmen. Together, they could cover vast areas of airspace, gather intelligence, and engage multiple targets simultaneously. If a drone is lost during combat, the mission could continue without risking human lives. This approach would provide commanders with unprecedented flexibility and effectiveness. Weapons carried by the F-71 Shadow Viper would likely include a mixture of traditional and advanced systems. Long-range air-to-air missiles would remain essential for engaging enemy aircraft before visual contact occurs. However, future weapons may feature enhanced seekers, artificial intelligence guidance systems, and greater resistance to electronic countermeasures. Air-to-ground capabilities would also be formidable. Precision-guided munitions could strike targets with incredible accuracy from significant distances. Advanced sensors would allow identification and engagement of moving targets even in heavily contested environments. The aircraft could perform deep strike missions against high-value objectives while minimizing exposure to enemy defenses. Directed energy weapons represent another fascinating possibility. Laser systems have been under development for years and may eventually become practical for combat aircraft. A sufficiently powerful laser mounted on the Shadow Viper could intercept incoming missiles, disable enemy sensors, or damage critical components of hostile aircraft. Such capabilities would fundamentally change aerial combat dynamics by providing near-instantaneous defensive and offensive options. Survivability would extend beyond stealth and speed. The Shadow Viper would incorporate advanced self-protection systems capable of detecting and responding to threats automatically. Incoming missiles could be identified within seconds of launch, triggering countermeasures designed to defeat guidance systems. Electronic warfare equipment would jam hostile communications and radar networks, reducing enemy effectiveness. The aircraft's sensor suite would be equally impressive. Modern warfare depends heavily on information superiority, and the Shadow Viper would excel in this area. Advanced radar systems using active electronically scanned array technology would provide exceptional detection ranges while maintaining low observability. Infrared sensors could identify aircraft based on heat signatures, even when radar detection proves difficult. These sensors would operate as part of a fully integrated network, combining information into a single comprehensive picture of the battlefield. Data from satellites, ground stations, naval vessels, and friendly aircraft would be fused together in real time. This level of connectivity would allow the Shadow Viper to function as both a combat platform and a command node. Range and endurance would also play critical roles. Future conflicts may occur across enormous geographic regions, requiring aircraft capable of traveling long distances without support. Advanced fuel efficiency technologies, combined with aerodynamic optimization, would allow extended mission durations. The Shadow Viper could potentially remain on station for extended periods while maintaining combat readiness. Maintenance considerations would influence design choices as well. Historically, highly advanced aircraft often require extensive maintenance resources. Future engineers aim to reduce this burden through modular systems, predictive diagnostics, and automated inspection technologies. The Shadow Viper would likely monitor its own health continuously, identifying potential issues before they become serious problems. The strategic impact of such an aircraft would be significant. Air superiority has long been a cornerstone of military success. Nations possessing advanced fighter aircraft gain the ability to control airspace, protect ground forces, conduct reconnaissance, and strike strategic targets. The Shadow Viper concept represents the next step in maintaining that advantage against increasingly capable adversaries. Its presence alone could serve as a deterrent. Potential opponents would need to account for an aircraft capable of penetrating sophisticated air defense networks, gathering intelligence, and delivering precise strikes with minimal warning. This uncertainty could influence strategic calculations and reduce the likelihood of conflict. Training pilots to operate such an advanced machine would require new approaches. Traditional flight instruction would be supplemented by virtual reality simulations, AI-assisted learning systems, and highly realistic combat scenarios. Pilots would need to understand not only aerodynamics and weapons employment but also network operations, drone coordination, and human-machine teaming concepts. The development process for an aircraft like the Shadow Viper would likely involve collaboration across multiple industries. Aerospace companies, software developers, artificial intelligence specialists, materials scientists, and defense organizations would all contribute expertise. Such cooperation reflects the increasingly interdisciplinary nature of modern military technology. Environmental factors may also influence future aircraft development. More efficient engines, sustainable fuel options, and reduced logistical requirements could become important considerations. While military effectiveness remains the primary objective, operational efficiency often provides substantial strategic advantages. Many aviation enthusiasts compare the imagined Shadow Viper to legendary aircraft of the past. The State Route 71 Blackbird revolutionized high-speed reconnaissance. The F-117 Nighthawk introduced operational stealth technology. The F-22 Raptor combined stealth, agility, and situational awareness in unprecedented ways. The F-35 Lightning II expanded the concept of network-centric warfare. The Shadow Viper concept seeks to combine and surpass all of these achievements. Its fictional reputation has grown because it embodies humanity's fascination with technological progress. Throughout history, advances in aviation have often seemed impossible before becoming reality. Aircraft once considered science fiction eventually transformed global transportation and military operations. The Shadow Viper captures that same spirit of innovation and possibility. Future combat environments will likely be more complex than anything experienced today. Electronic warfare, cyber operations, autonomous systems, space-based assets, and advanced missiles will all interact simultaneously. Success will depend on adaptability, connectivity, and speed of decision-making. The Shadow Viper concept reflects these evolving requirements by emphasizing integration rather than focusing solely on traditional performance metrics. Perhaps the most important aspect of the Shadow Viper is its role as a symbol of what future aerospace engineering might achieve. Whether or not an aircraft with this exact name ever exists, the technologies associated with it are actively being explored around the world. Artificial intelligence, autonomous systems, advanced propulsion, directed energy weapons, and next-generation stealth are all areas receiving significant investment. As research continues, concepts once considered futuristic gradually move closer to reality. Engineers solve technical challenges, materials improve, computing power increases, and new manufacturing methods emerge. Each breakthrough contributes to the possibility of creating aircraft that exceed current expectations.